Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Stance Bros. I'm David, and I quickly wanted to do a little video for you guys. This guy has a ton of overspray on his first generation Toyota Tundra.
Nice stance, bro.
And he brought it in, see if I could get it off. Now obviously when you get overspray onto your car, you want to start with the least aggressive method and work your way up. So we've tried everything from polishing to using a reducer to using paint thinner to using 4,000 sandpaper and then 3,000, and now we're at 2,000, and that actually seems to be doing the job. And of course, with wet sanding, dry sanding actually didn't work too well. So I want to show you guys very quickly how to safely remove all the overspray. Now, this is called wet sanding because wet. You want to get this nice and wet, and you want to keep it moist and go over it with your sandpaper, and you can see all the little dots start to come out. When this is done, it is going to leave little tiny scratches from the sandpaper, of course, because you're essentially scratching the paint. After that, we are going to hit it with a two-step cut to restore the paint and increase gloss anyways, and in that two-step cut it will remove all the scratches from the sandpaper. But before then, after we're done this, we're just getting the little overspray dots as small as possible to where you can basically remove them with your finger. We're going to spray it a little bit with paint thinner, let that sit for about 10 seconds and wipe it all off. But like I said, keep it all very, very, very moist, all very wet, and it will reduce the burning of the paint. That's what you want to do. You want to reduce the burning of the paint. You're going to scratch the paint, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Obviously, you don't want to get deep scratches. But what we're really doing with wet sanding is reducing the chance of burning through the paint. Honestly, you don't want to apply too much pressure. When I was learning, they actually told me, imagine you're wiping a baby's butt. So if you're wiping a baby's butt, or you parents at home have babies and you wipe their butt after they go to the bathroom and the diaper, that's the pressure you want to use. Me, not having kids, had absolutely no idea what that meant, so I kind of just had to figure out the pressure. But you don't want to use too much pressure. Use common sense. If paint this is sandpaper, it's going to scratch the heck out of the paint. So just light scratches. There we go. Another thing that we're doing is we're just getting the cap off. We're getting the hardened bit of the paint off. The polish pad should take care of the rest of the little dots. On this plastic, we have tried everything. We've even tried sanding it. It's not coming off. Oh, you don't know what's pepper. Yes, we are going through the clear coat. When we're done the two-step cut, we are going to apply a ceramic coating just to add that layer of protection because there's no more clear coat left. He may also be getting this resprayed. But nevertheless, that's not going to be until summer, so he's got a good 4 or 5 months and he wants it to look the best as possible for now. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I've explained what I need to explain to you guys. We're going to probably play some music, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this music. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to wipe it down, kind of dry it off a little bit. And yes, I know there's little tiny specks left. Like I said, we're just getting the hardened bit off. So that way either a paint thinner or the polish will get the rest off. Make sure you get this paint thinner off, because paint thinner on paint, you don't really want it on there for too long. It is safe to use, just don't let it sit for longer than I'd say about 15 to 30 seconds. And we'll dry the rest. You don't typically want to dry your vehicle in circles. That will create swirl marks. But we are running that two-step cut, and we're going to remove all swirl marks anyways. There we go. Any leftover little specks, the polish will take out. So, this is what the paint looks like now. And they went along his truck with a paintball gun all the way down the vehicle. So we got some work to do. Okay, so now that we've sanded down all the spots, all the overspray paint that was on here, as you can see by all the markings here, we gotta remove the sand. We gotta remove the sanding marks now, or else the customer's gonna come back and he's gonna be like, well, it's great, the paint's gone, but there's all these scratches in my door. So how are we gonna do that? We're gonna polish it. We use DA Coarse by 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐻, and we're using a DA polisher. That's all we're gonna need. We're using Max Shine with a Lake Country microfiber pad. Essentially, just a few polishing tips. What we do is we're gonna put a few dabs onto the pad. I'm gonna work by like a, kind of like a square box, probably half this panel at a time. You always wanna make sure that the pad is flat. Yes, you can see people polishing like this. Those are professionals. I sometimes will lift the pad and go like that. That's just to get more heat transfer into the panel and thus cutting faster. It'll cut better and cut faster, removing all these little scratches that we created. Now, just to recap, why we sanded this whole panel is because nothing else was working. There was some paint overspray, and we went from the safest method, which was clay barring it, to the most aggressive method, which we actually had to wet sand it down. I guess it's a step down from actually dry sanding it. Thank God we didn't have to dry sand it. We'd be here forever. But now we're just gonna polish this all out. I did this panel and I did this panel before just to see what kind of combination worked best. And the Lake Country microfiber pad with the 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐻 polish definitely brought it out. So let's go ahead and get started. Get a couple dabs like that. Spread it out onto the panel. And yes, all our trim is taped off. We're taping it off so that the polish doesn't burn into the trim, and we got a whole other problem. Now we're gonna start off with on 3, just to spread out all the compound, and then we'll turn it up to 6 to cut. Let's get started. Alright, so the next thing you're going to do is after you spread out all the compound, you're going to wipe it all off. There will be a little bit of hazing, a little bit of a hologram to say, into the paint. That's just because this is a cutting pad and we're putting heat into the panel. Feel it, it's heated up. We'll go back with a polish and I'll show you guys how to remove that and bring out the most gloss, make your vehicle look like a mirror right after. So we didn't touch over here, so there's still some scraping. There's still some scraping right down here. Next thing you want to do is you want to inspect it with some kind of a light. Now I have the hex lights and I have my shop lights, and I know it's not coming through in the camera, but I can see that there's a little bit of scratching here still and right around here. So we're actually going to hit it a second time right after we blow out our pad. So you always want to go over, get your compressor. It's a microfiber pad, and with microfiber and wool pads, you don't want to wash them, you want to blow them out. New again. the second pass. Another thing I wanted to mention, I remembered while I was polishing, is the speed you want to use. I'd say every second you want to be moving by inch. So an inch a second, I guess. Up, down, side to side, it doesn't actually really matter. You're just spreading out the compound, and you're going until you can't really see the compound anymore and the compound's worked in. Each compound has a different time, so you're really just going to have to pay attention to when you start seeing the compound absorb into the paint is when you're going to want to stop, buff it off with a towel, inspect the paint, and see if you need to go for a second pass, which we do. And again, we take our towel, buff it all off. There you go. You don't want to push too hard with your towel, just use your hand's weight and just go back and forth. You can actually go in a circle. I find it works best to actually wipe in a circle. You get the most amount of compound off the paint. So again, just inspect your paint. Looks like they're all gone. It's a little bit right here and here, and right down here. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of the spots that I just mentioned, and then I'll meet you guys back over for the polish, which is where we're gonna really bring out the gloss and make the vehicle look like a mirror. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so now that we got all the sanding marks out, it's good and ready to go. Client is on his way, and we're gonna give it back to him. Wrong. When we removed all the sanding marks, we actually created little tiny scratches in the paint, which you can't really see right now, but under the proper lighting, and definitely when you bring it outside into the sun, you're gonna see all these little tiny marks that we just created. Not to mention, with all that heat transfer, we put the hologram into the paint and a little bit of a hazing. So I'm gonna teach you guys how to get that out and make your paint look like a mirror. So we're gonna be using by 𝐒𝐕 Uno 1, which is a correct, polish, and protect. So we're gonna quickly we're gonna take our time, polish out the rest of the paint, and that's gonna leave a protective barrier for about 3 months right afterwards. We're using a Lake Country pad, orange pad now. The orange pad is probably about a medium cut pad that's gonna be perfect for this, and it's not gonna create too much heat. Same thing as before. Actually, before we get started with the polishing, we're gonna be using Geon Prep. Essentially what this is it's alcohol, and you're gonna spray it onto the panel, and this is gonna ensure that there's no oils, no dust, nothing left on the paint before we polish. So let that sit on your paint for a little bit, and then we're gonna take it and wipe it right off. I love Geon Prep because it smells like root beer, for one, and two, it doesn't streak. So you just wipe it a little bit, and takes all the oils left over from the paint, from the other polish, and removes them right away. Perfect. Now that we got pure paint, we're ready to put the sealant and the polish on, remove any defects, and protect it for about 3 months. Same thing. Same thing as last time. Maybe it would help if I opened the bottle up first. Okay, let's try this again. A couple little dabs. Now, we're gonna spread it out. Exactly the same. We're gonna turn it down to 3. We're gonna spread it all out. Turn it up to 6 so that we can cut whatever defects we just made out of the paint. And then turn it back down to 4, polish it, and then leave it on for a little bit so it protects a little, so it creates its sealant. And again, you're just working it in until you can see the paint start to absorb it. That's exactly what it started to do. We're gonna go ahead and do the rest of the panel. You wanna let this sit on for about 5 minutes before you wipe it off. Exact same thing. And when you're polishing, just the weight of your hand is pretty much good enough. You're not gonna want to put too much pressure into it. Just a nice even pressure with your hand and go side to side. Like we covered, about 1 inch a second, and in your little box. Again, we're at 3. And then just a quick pro tip, what I like to do is go back over it with no pressure at all, just to make sure that the dual action is doing its job and removing any kind of hologram. There you go. So you want to take your new microfiber cloth. Just wait about anywhere between 2 to 5 minutes before you wipe it off. And yeah, you're good to go. This is gonna correct your paint. Again, this is called Rupes polish, Uno 1. So it's gonna correct your paint. So it's gonna remove any defects. I won't say any, it's gonna remove any light defects, any swirling, anything like that, any holograms, any hazing. It's gonna enhance the paint. It's gonna polish it. That's that paint enhancement. It's gonna make your car look like a mirror. And then right after, it's gonna protect it. Now, I've tested this on other cars and it lasts about 3 to 4 months, depending on how you maintain your car. If you're washing it quite often and decontaminating it properly, then it's gonna last you that 4 months. And just lightly, very lightly, it comes off super slick. Now this is a 20-year-old truck, so you do have the massive deep scratches that are in the metal. And sadly, without any paint, he doesn't want me to paint the truck, but without any paint, I can't really make it look perfect. But aside from those, the paint looks, well, perfect. I'll give you guys a close-up. There you go. And that's everything for today. So if you guys do have any overspray on your car from driving on the road on some wet paint, or this guy's instance, have some kid go down the side of it with a paintball gun, you can use this method. Or if you guys have a really deep scratch that you can actually feel with your fingernail, you can use the same method. You just go with the same wet sanding, go up to the next grit, the next grit, the next grit, and then polish it out. Compound and then polish it out, sorry. And you're good to go. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, found it a little bit informational, and yeah, if you guys do want to see any other videos or you guys need help, please feel free to reach out on our socials. It's Stance Bros or David at Stance Bros, both of them. I'll reach out to you guys the best I can, help you guys out. If you guys want to see other videos, let us know down in the comments. While you're down there, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, check out our online store, and I'll catch you guys on the next detail.
Nice stance, bro.